What is Vicuna? The Vicuna is a member of camel family found in Andes mountain of South America, usually above the snow line at height of about 15,000 feet. Unlike the camel, it has no humps and grow to about 3 feet at the shoulder, and it lives in herds, eats grass. Thanks to its remarkable speed, endurance, and keen eyesight, is rarely seen at close quarters. The vicuna has very fine fleece, which is made into top quality and very expensive clothes. Where did teddy bears come from? Teddy bears began with American President Teddy Roosevelt, who was fond of hunting. One day, he found a bear cub which had lost his mother, and his kindness to the cub was noticed by a newspaper cartoonist. Afterwards, the Teddy Roosevelt went to a wedding, and at the reception was given some of toy bears. He was delighted, and someone suggested they be called as teddy bears. After Teddy Bear Roosevelt, soon toy makers were making a great many toy bears for kids all over the world. What is Australian teddy bear? Practically everyone has owned a teddy bear as a child, but not everyone realizes that the animal is modeled on is not a bear at all. Bears are placental mammals, whereas the koala, which is often called Australian teddy bear, is another marsupial mammal grouped with the phalanger family. It is interesting that a number of marsupials restricted to Australian region look and act like a placental mammal found in other continents. The gliding phalanger is a very much like flying squirrel, for example. Why is this? About 50 million years ago, Australian became cut off from the other continents as mammals evolved. This allowed the marsupials to adapt themselves to live in every kind of habitat, free from competition from the more advanced placental mammals. In every other continent, the placenta flourished and replaced the marsupial, so that apart from Australia, marsupials are found nowhere else in the world. How does a snake swallow its prey? Snake catches live animals and eat them whole. They can swallow prey several times larger than their heads. This is made possible by very loosely joined jaws, which enable the mouth to be opened wide. Backward pointing teeth grip the prey while the mouth is worked over the animal. Lots of saliva helps the meal to slip down the throat. Are all snakes dangerous? It depends on what do you mean by dangerous. Certainly not all snakes are poisonous, and of all those which are, only a very small number are dangerous to people. But in the same way that people could be said to be a danger to think they eat, snakes are dangerous to their prey. Most snakes kill their prey, rats, mice, and other small animals, by what scientists call constriction, which means cooling around the prey and squeezing it to death. Usually, snakes then swallow the prey whole. It has specially adapted jaws to enable it to swallow creatures much wider than itself. There are only 3 types of snakes in Britain. The slow worm is not a snake at all but a legless lizard. The first of these is the grass snake, which is not poisonous and eats mice, frogs, and insects. Its size may frighten people. It has been known to reach a length of some 5 3/4 feet. The second British snake, the smooth snake, is non-poisonous. It grows only to a length of about 30 inches and eats insects and lizards. The last snake to be found in Britain is common viper or adder. This one is poisonous, but although its bite needs immediate attention, it is unlikely that its bite would kill you. The adder usually has a long zigzag band edged with double row of dark spots on its back, whereas the grass and smooth snakes have indistinct marking on the spectacles. The grass snakes also have an yellowish white collar just behind its head, so you can tell the difference. Can frogs fly? A species of tree frog from Malaya is even more adapted for scrambling and leaping after flying insects. This is a village tree frog and it has webbed feet with special long fingers and toes. When the frog launches into a leap, it stretches the fingers and toes wide apart, and the increase in surface area enables it to glide downwards for considerable distance. It does not fly so much as glide, but the advantage is that the frog can catch insects which it would otherwise be unable to reach by jumping normally. Why aren't all birds' beaks the same shape? The shape of the bird's beak, or the bill as it should really be called, depends on what kind of food the bird usually eats. Feeding habits differ as a great deal, and where there are one or two species which will eat particularly anything which is available. Most of the birds stick to one kind of food. Let's look at three examples of birds with highly specialized bills. The woodcock has a long thin bill which is perfect for digging in the soft ground to extract the worms which are its favorite food. The white bill of spoonbill gave its bird its name. It is just right for scooping up and filtering a wide variety of water plants, small fish, and water insect in the shallow waters where it always feeds. Finches are always seed eaters, and all the species of finches have hard conical beak. Each species is slightly different though, and the Havich has a bill which is strong that it can crack a cherry stone.